Do we want to start doing any sort of more like, oh, hey guys, or just casually roll in like we have been?
Casually roll in.
We're already doing it.
Yeah,
all right, people.
We're already being casual.
Welcome to the podcast. This week's episode is going to be covering Psycho, the old 1960s.
That's not the right thing.
No, that's not the right one.
Ring. There it is.
Old Hitchcock. Gave us a good one
Hitchcock.
here. Birds was a good one. This one's a really good one too. It really gets into the psyche, the mind of a psycho killer. But
I see what you did there. Did there.
Would he be considered a serial killer? It sounds like Norman Bates had a few people.
Yeah.
Alluded to that might be missing.
Spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't watched it yet. You probably shouldn't be listening to this podcast, but he kills the chick Marion. He kills the detective. Mm-hmm. He tried to kill a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Did her boyfriend or whatever? He gets hit in the head.
He got knocked out. No, he came in at the end to stop him.
Right.
It's funny how much of it I actually forgot about exactly what happened. I was like, I remember the reveal of the mother and Norman coming in dressed up, but I was going like, where does the guy come in? Because he got knocked out. It just ends kind of abruptly, and then they give a whole 5-minute explanation at the end of the psyche of the man. Or is he a man? He's half man, half mother. It's just like this old timey. Yeah, right. I love it though. It's a classic. It is one of my favorite Hitchcock. Anyway. Oh, I should do the thermometers though.
Yeah, do the thermometer.
I did write that down because I meant to take more copious notes, but I have it all up here in the old noodle brain thing.
The old noggin.
The old pea brain. Is that insulting to myself? Anyways.
Yeah. That's,
all right, go ahead. All right, so the thermometer.
Be nice.
Surprisingly, it comes in fresh. Not surprisingly.
Not surprisingly at all.
I'm being facetious here because it's Hitchcock. It's a 95% with the audience, 96% with the critics. So scoring pretty well there.
I mean, I can agree with that. Again, it's one of those movies that I'm trying to look at the time that it came out. Mm-hmm. And judge it by that, not by today's standards. Because it is definitely a little slow.
A little bit.
Feels like that.
It is a little bit paced. To me, it felt better paced in a lot of spots.
Yeah, it definitely had good pacing, but I feel like that car ride just lasts extremely long. It's like a real time car ride.
Wasn't one of his things? I could be making this up for Hitchcock. Just master of suspense.
Yeah,
because that's what he's doing there. Is trying to build
just
it
building
up.
The suspense
and doing the normal you have peaks and valleys where it's slowly building up. The thing that I always remember being different, and I still feel it in the very middle because it's almost the very middle point, is when Norman kills. I'm sorry, I forgot her name already.
Marion.
Yeah, Marion. That it's a big turning point because she's the protagonist, presumably, as we're watching the beginning. When she gets killed and isn't in the rest of the movie.
Right.
And so it feels a little disjointed. Maybe that's part of the psychological thing behind it. Maybe it's just how it was done. But I think that there was something to that was purposefully done. I just can't put my finger on it except for what I just said. And maybe it means that Norman's the real, not protagonist, but main character at least. Yeah. Not like a good guy, but it's really about him. Money is like a MacGuffin, right? Or is that not red herring? Yeah, MacGuffin, right? Is the money.
Yeah, but there's no single protagonist in it. And if you look at, Marion's not, a good person through any of this. She's, she's having an affair, right? Mm-hmm. With a dude, and then she steals some money, and then she books it out of town.
Because the guy's married, right?
Right,
The guy's married, yeah.
Yeah. And it's kind of a shifting paradigm where she goes to this hotel and then meets this innocent guy, and then that kind of, he's kind of bumbling and shy and nervous and...
But he can still talk. It's kind of interesting. I know it's written, but he only bumbles at certain points, and he obviously bumbles way later when he feels like he's in trouble. But he's secretly smart, You know what I mean? Like, and clever. At least that's the feeling I get. I mean, maybe they don't give us too much.
He's more antsy than anything.
Yeah, I'd say overall, antsy might be.
Yeah.
I could agree with that.
But, yeah, it's kind of a shifting paradigm between they're the two protagonists of it. And they're both, I mean, I saw some stuff that said, like, oh, who's the real psycho kind of thing. And, like, it's definitely Norman Bates at the end. But...
Oh, what? Because you value human life.
Yeah.
I mean, what about someone who values, marriage over murder?
Right.
I don't know where I'm going with that.
Yeah. But,
yeah, but it's almost like he takes but story-wise for the movie in itself, it's like she's got the baton, moving the plot along with whatever she's doing in the world. And then it gets passed off because her life ends and Norman Bates picks up. Like, we pick up with him and carries out throughout the rest of the movie.
Right.
Because of that, it almost feels like it's too many movies in one.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I feel
that makes sense.
I get this, and so it's, I don't even know of any other well-known movies that actually do that.
Right.
That'd be a good thing to just kind of take and have like a little homage to Hitchcock.
Well, that's... something we talked about before on the podcast, subverting expectations.
Right, yeah.
Like, you've got your leading lady who halfway through the movie you kill, and then the story follows the guy that killed her. Well, we don't know that he killed her, but, like, his mother killed her.
Because he's the more interesting part overall.
Yeah.
Right? We're more interested in the killers. And which then also makes me think, since it took 45 minutes to get to that point, the only thing that she did was, distract us to then subvert our expectations, but just move that money from one place to another, which also didn't matter, though, because Norman doesn't care about it. Right. Everyone else thinks that he cared about it or that they care about it because they want to get it back and all that. And
so it's kind of a MacGuffin.
Yeah, it drives the plot, the plot itself, because then... They're also now, she's gone missing, so it was her sister, right? And Samuel?
Yeah.
That are now looking for her and know that the money's been, so it's like, she can just give it back. Like, they're fine. They just want her to come back with it.
Simpler times.
Yeah.
Oh, you made a mistake, but we've all made mistakes before.
Yeah, so it's, I'm sticking on the story a lot and the plot and all that.
Yeah.
What we've been discussing, but it's most of the movie, and I find it all fascinating.
Yeah.
She sees her boss right before she leaves.
Right, in the car.
He gives that weird look, but then keeps going on. And then...
She got the voices in her head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I can relate to whenever you're just kind of thinking to yourself what someone else is saying about something that happened, whatever, that you were...
Right. So I don't have any reboot things for this. It's already been rebooted. I haven't seen that. Maybe I will one day. No, I haven't.
Okay. Did we discuss that before? I've seen it.
I think we've discussed it before, but...
Vince Vaughn, Norman Bates.
I really like a lot of the camera angles that he uses. Mm-hmm. They feel very modern. Like, I love the overhead shot with the stairs and everything. It feels like a very modern movie. And I think that's kind of a testament to Hitchcock and his DP and his style and everything about that. The goofiest thing about the movie for me is when the detective is falling down the stairs.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. And then the last step, he trips really badly. Yeah,
like, how are you falling that long?
It's how they had to do it without, like, having an actual, probably, like, stunt double. Because it was... Yeah, the falling of the detective was cheesy. Oh, I was saying with a stunt double, but they had stunt doubles, right, in Westerns, I think. I can't remember.
I think they did. But,
I used to know some of this stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of a stylized type of thing. Like, I don't know. I listened to an interview with Hitchcock, and he talked about how you never see the knife go in during the shower scene. Like, you never show the knife or anything. So I think it's another one of those tension-building things where, like, he's just falling back, but you're there with him the entire time. And Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
Like hoping that he catches himself.
Yeah.
Getting stabbed.
Right.
Yeah. The shower scene is interesting too. It's classic, but you have intense music and then no music, just the running water.
Right.
And then that violin to really shock you kind of thing.
Yeah.
I bet you it was more effective then. But where it got me was when there was the overhead shot of the detective coming up, because I was like, I know he like falls down the stairs, and I was like, I forgot how it looked, and then there's that weird shot. I was like, oh, this is probably where he comes out, but I actually jumped
Yeah.
at it that time because I couldn't. I guess just because I couldn't remember.
Right.
Or whatever. I'm making excuses, but I was like, I know what happens. I don't remember this shot specifically. I'm like, when's this gonna happen?
Right. Yeah, I think Anthony Perkins does a really good job as Norman Bates. Like there's a twist of him portraying his mother. His mom's actually dead, and then there's like the creepy smile at the end. But like seeing him at the middle part of the movie or whenever he comes in, like he's a very cheery, nice. He just seems like a shy guy, overly friendly, like kind of peppy, and it's such a turn at the end with his like smile, his creepy, I can't think of the right word to describe it, but I just think he does a really good job. Like his smirk.
Yeah, he does have a good smile there. Overall the performance is good. I'm actually on the Wikipedia right now, and there's a little blurb to the side saying that his performance as Norman Bates won him considerable critical praise.
Ooh.
I know when I was looking at, because there's a second and third one, because I was like, what else has he been in? And he's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a second and third one where he's Norman Bates, but he directed the third one, I think it said.
Oh, interesting.
And was nominated for a Saturn. I don't want to take up too much time on that. Oh, there it is. But yeah, there was Psycho 2, Psycho 3. Yeah, nominated Saturn for the best actor though, the third one.
Wow.
So it's interesting. I've never seen those two.
No, me neither. And I don't think they really get talked about a lot.
So or if I did, I might have seen part of Psycho 2. I don't know why though. But yeah, I didn't know he was in them.
Yeah.
And some television, some stage credits, but yeah, seems like a solid guy,
Yeah.
To play a creepy murderer.
Creepy murder man.
What do you think about what was the thing he was ditching the cars in? Was it a swamp or?
It was
like a tar pit. It seemed.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell if it was like mud or tar or whatever because it's in black and white. Yeah. But it felt like really thick water. If it was water, but I think it was like mud or like a drained or like mud.
Do you think that's an effective method of getting rid of bodies? As long as they're in a car?
Yeah, as long as they're in a car. Like, there are worse, like, I don't know. How does...
I watched a lot of Dexter. So.
Yeah, me too. So, I mean, here's the question. Did Norman kill before Marion? Has he done this before? How many cars are in that mud pit?
Like, how does he... Yeah, there's a lot of questions because of that. They did, at the end, just ask if there were other missing persons, and they said 2, and that they matched the same, whatever, they're young women.
Mm-hmm.
So we're making assumptions there, but...
Right. Yeah, I think it was like a mud pit. He seemed kind of not really well rehearsed, but... Like, he kind of had a plan.
Mm-hmm. Well, not that he did it with them, but they did mention that he was actually the one that killed his mom, right? And the guy?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. The story was that the mom poisoned the lover and then herself, but then they said that he'd actually done it.
Right.
Or killed them, but I don't remember if it was the poison or... I guess it probably would have.
I completely forgot they've got a whole TV show about it now.
Yeah, I watched like 1 or 2 of the first episodes.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of that. I'm a little curious.
It looked pretty good. It went on for at least a few seasons, right?
Yeah.
Maybe 4 or 5?
Yeah. It's on there for a while.
Yeah. And
so maybe that would answer a lot of our questions.
Yeah, that'd be a good way to kind of get into the
the lore.
But how much of it is what Hitchcock intended?
Yeah. Well, it's based on a novel
Oh.
that I have not read. I'm not sure who wrote it, but I know that they changed the main character's name from Mary to Marion for the movie, which also kind of
1959.
Which also kind of goes with Norman.
Robert Bloch.
I saw a thing that said that Norman and Marion are like the opposites of each other, and their names are like a clue because Marion is similar to Norman. Mm-hmm. They've got the same letters. There's also, so in the beginning, she's on her lunch break with this Samuel character gallivanting in the hotel room. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't eat her lunch, and she dreams of like dinner with your mom watching over us and, you know, a nice steak dinner. And then she doesn't get that with him, but then she goes to the hotel or the motel, whatever, and has dinner with Norman while his mom kind of like watches over them. And like she kind of gets what she wants through that.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's weird. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Or like think about it that way. Blow my mind.
I know.
That's cool. Huh.
Yeah.
That seems like a weird thing to want though.
Yeah.
In general, but yeah.
Well, I mean, she wants to be in a real relationship with them. And, you know, the deeper meaning. There's a lot more, like, movies today feel a lot just like set pieces where it's just pretty visuals and, you know, that kind of stuff. And I feel like there's lots of levels of psychology and subtext in Psycho that I never really noticed before and I didn't think about before. But, you know, Hitchcock knew his shit.
It's like such a good reveal. I was thinking the whole time but it's one of those. I mean, at the time, you would have been thinking, "Oh wow, this guy's weird. Like he's a peeping tom, and then he kills her, and then he's doing this stuff, and his mom's in the house, and that's weird." And then you find out though that she's dead, and that it was him the whole time. And knowing that though, I'm watching him act how he's nervous going into like passing cabin 1. Mm-hmm. The detective's there, anyone's there really, and then trying to hide the mom stuff, but then he stumbles over himself answering questions with the detective. I'm just like, wow, it's so good. It's such a good little reveal.
Yeah.
I feel like I blew past. I feel like I had more to say on that, but that's pretty much it for that point.
Yeah. I have not been to Universal Studios and visited the set. I've seen pictures of it, and it looks creepy and weird.
Oh.
And I don't know if if you had to pull over on the side of the road and stay at a place, would you stay at that motel?
Maybe, but I don't know, because there's that creepy house next to it. It seems out of place, but
creepy house really turns me off of the whole idea.
A motel by itself would also already seem kind of weird, but still.
Yeah, that's true.
But not totally out of place if it's halfway to another. He even mentioned there was that thing that was 15 miles away or something. Now that we're talking about it, which isn't really that far, but yeah, late at night or something, you totally could.
Yeah,
it's such a good cover too for his whole thing. I know what I was thinking when you mentioned the Marion's not a Marion. Sorry, no, I'm thinking like Marianne, but it's Marion.
Right.
Just there's a difference, but. She is in this adulterous relationship, steals money, and it's almost like a prelude to the serial killer motif or MO of you have sex and do drugs or something, you die.
Right.
You know? But like before I feel like any of that happened, because even I don't know if that was like Texas Chainsaw was 73 or something, or whatever it was, and so this might have been one of the first that kind of hints at that.
Developed that rule.
Yeah, I don't know if it was done on purpose for that, and it was, you know, it might have just been because she stole the money and she's come here, and it's a good reason to have to go to this hotel randomly with an alias too to kind of hide it. Right. So she's also a liar. Oh my gosh.
Right. Yeah, I wanted to ask, how do you feel about Marion? Like, do you think she's a good person that's making bad decisions, or do you think she's always kind of been, like, she's just been waiting for this cash to fall on her lap to...
Yeah, it's a good question, because there could be, she knew something like this could eventually happen where she'd have an opportunity. But it also it seems like it's out of the norm. So without too much more information, it could have been like a lot of crimes are really acts of passion. So even murder. I think they even called this because for Norman killing people because he wasn't doing it for the money. He didn't even know about the money.
Right.
But
he was doing it because he was acting out his mother's jealousy
will in his head.
Yeah.
But she just it was an opportunity, and she jumped on it and made up an excuse to leave early and then not actually dump the money off. So like knowing there'd be a few days before anyone would ask questions, she'd be long gone. And like a salary at that amount, or if you got paid well at that time, was probably at least 2 years worth of pay for a good job, I think. So that'd be like someone over anywhere from $100,000 to $250,000.
Right.
Probably right now.
And like you're not, there's no internet. Like you run away, change your name, do whatever. Yeah. They're gonna have a hard time finding you.
Yeah. Yeah. They still had probably. If we're gonna get really into this, you need Social Security for some stuff, like a number, but you could live pretty fine without it.
Yeah, back then.
The table a little bit better.
Yeah,
it was easier. Just everything, it was easier.
Yeah, but I just think it's really interesting that Marion isn't innocent.
Yeah,
like she's committing a crime while a crime is committed to her.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
it's almost, I keep saying, like we've talked about, humanizing, but whatever, you might be able to relate to someone like that. Maybe if it's just one aspect, right?
Yeah.
It's usually what, you don't always agree with everything that a character does.
Right.
Sometimes you see more of you in them than you think. But maybe the idea is kind of everybody wants love, or you want to have relationships, she wants to have a good relationship. Right. Assuming that this guy is genuine and cares about her, then maybe that's the better relationship, then they should be together and whatever. You could understand that. And then I don't know, maybe she has like a sick family member, maybe she has a really sick dog. Oh wait, but she would have left it by running away. So I don't know, whatever she could have. She's just greedy. I'm trying to make excuses for her. She's just greedy.
She wanted to go start a new life and run away with this guy. Yeah, that's what she wanted to do.
And haven't we all wanted that at some point?
We've all wanted to run away with Samuel.
Yeah.
But we all get stuck at the motel with Norman.
Oh, darn. Dag nabbit.
Yeah, I mean, it's... An innocent person wouldn't be in that situation. An innocent person would have lived. But it would have been a really boring movie.
Why did you put yourself in that situation? Come on, Marion. Come on.
You know better. Whatever. Well, what are you going to do?
You live, you learn, and then you get murdered.
And you get murdered.
Then you're not living anymore. So then, anyways. Did you have any other?
No, final thoughts?
Probably pretty much what I started with, of classic Hitchcock movie. One of my favorites. Was surprised that I jumped at one or two parts.
Mm-hmm.
Find it enjoyable to watch. It was a little slow, but not like some of the other stuff that we've watched. And know that there's tons of movies that are overall not paced well. So well done. And it does seem like it holds up. And it's what now? 62 years old then?
Yeah.
So I'm impressed. Yeah. Most impressive.
Yeah. It was where movies... I think this is probably the oldest movie we've done, and it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
The editing is...
Night of the Living Dead was like 64 or something.
Yeah. The editing was well-paced. The music, the score is phenomenal. And
classic.
Yeah. Just the, like... I don't even know what it would be called other than that, but just like the music while she's driving down the road with the the rain and everything. Like, that kind of sticks in my head still. Even though I thought that went on far too long to even build suspense. I mean, it's pretty good music. Yeah. And, I mean, great performances, great set design, back when they used to make sets like that. And a fun twist and reveal. And, you know, there's a reason why Hitchcock was so revered. And I'm sure that here at the Story Shack, we'll visit his work again.
Oh, yeah. I hope in like another 20 years I'll watch it and be like, wow, this is still good.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah. Unless we're all plugged into the system.
Then we can live it.
We have a different... Yeah, maybe that.
Okay.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah.
And next week's movie, if you want to stay caught up with us, is going to be Get Out, right?
Get Out.
Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele.
So, yeah, that'll be a good one. I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.